if you can spare the room, please give the room. You know, improvise, huh? Okay, we're going to study one complicated topic today, but this way, is very simple to learn, okay? Listen very carefully to me, okay? Now, we're going to study how is urine produced. You must understand, our urine comes from blood. You filter the blood, you produce urine. Again, you filter the blood, you produce urine. So, our body has a very difficult task to take the blood, separate the good stuff, separate the dirty products, keep the blood and throw away the urine. That is what we're going to study today, right? Formation of urine. We're going to study how your blood is clean and how urine is produced. Boys, remember what I said, don't talk unless you want to ask me questions. Okay, since urine comes from blood, we are going to start from the heart. Now, before I start, someone tell me why the heart is painted two colors. Which part is oxygenated? The one that is painted red or pink is your oxygenated part. The one that is blue is called deoxygenated blood. So, my heart, I got oxygenated blood and I got deoxygenated blood. Do you have any questions so far? Again, I have to start from the heart because blood is the one that is going to be filtered and we're going to produce urine from there. Can you understand? Right. So, right now, you're going to understand the major vessel that comes out from the heart. Heart got 4 vessels. Vena cava, pulmonary artery, aorta, pulmonary vein. The major vessel, the boss of all 4 is your aorta. So, your aorta is going to come out like that. So, blood comes out and blood is given to your aorta. Do you understand? Once aorta, once aorta carries the blood out, right, then what happens is that, is there any book there or paper there that I can use? Any book or any paper? Okay. Right guys, so let's go step by step. Now, then what happens is that oxygenated blood is going to be supplied to your kidneys. Okay? Again, I'm going to pump blood to your kidneys. So that is why the connection goes here. Right? So listen carefully. Now, your heart is going to pump oxygenated blood to your aorta. Aorta has many people to take care of. It's going to take care of your legs, your abdomen, your other organs, so many things. So aorta cannot go to your kidneys alone. Do you understand that? I cannot take the aorta and give it to the kidneys. All the other organs will suffer and die. So aorta you cannot disturb. What you can do is you can tap the aorta, take a small vessel from there. Do you understand that? So you cannot take the entire aorta, but you can share the aorta. Do you understand? The vessel that comes out from the aorta and goes to the kidney, we call this vessel as renal artery. We call it as renal artery. All arteries goes into some organ. Do you understand that? Your heart, right guys? Your heart pumps oxygenated blood to your aorta. Aorta branches out into your renal artery. Renal artery goes to your kidneys. Can you follow? Once it goes to your kidneys, kidneys acts as a filter. It will filter the blood, dirt and products will be separated and clean blood will be returned, right? The clean blood, ignore this part, I'll come to it later. The clean blood will flow through your renal vein. From the renal vein, it will flow to your inferior vena cava. It will go to your inferior vena cava. From your inferior vena cava, it will go back to your heart, right? So again, ignore this part first. Okay. Now, again, first of all, we have what? We have your heart over here. Your heart is going to pump blood to your aorta. Once your heart pumps blood to your aorta, aorta branches out into renal artery. Renal artery goes to your kidneys. Kidneys will filter the blood and remove the waste product. And now your blood is clean. Your clean blood goes to your renal vein. From your renal vein, it flows to your inferior vena cava, right? So, okay, it flows to your inferior vena cava. From your inferior vena cava, right? From your inferior vena cava, it goes back to the heart. So right now, when I leave the heart, the blood is dirty. When I come back, right now the blood is clean. You understand that? One more time. Heart pumps blood to the aorta. Aorta pumps it to the renal artery. Renal artery goes to the kidneys. Kidneys will clean the blood, will filter the blood, and clean blood will go to the renal vein. Renal vein will give it to the inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava will give it back to the heart. Am I right? So my blood is clean. Guess what? What is being filtered? What is being filtered? Very good question. Urea, excessive water, lots of toxin, uric acid. I can keep on going like that. But for the time being, we're going to call it waste products. Once the waste products are filtered, they normally get filtered here and they go into your renal pelvis. From the pelvis, they go to the ureter. Once the ureter the ureter will connect like that, alright? The ureter will connect like that, and the ureter will carry the waste product, and then the ureter will straight bring all the waste product to your bladder, and your bladder will excrete them. You understand that? So this guy is the one who does. This guy is the one who does the filtration day, and the bladder is going to store the waste product. Can you follow so far? One more time. Okay, looks like a huge key. Okay, one more time. First one, heart pumps blood. Heart pumps blood to the aorta. Aorta branches out into renal artery. Renal artery goes to the kidneys. Kidneys filter the blood. Dirt and waste product goes to the ureter, goes to the bladder, and it is stored there. At the same time, the filtered blood, which is now clean, goes to the renal vein. From the renal vein goes to the inferior vena cava and goes back to the heart. Now this is a Form 3 version. This is the overview. But we haven't gone to the details yet, right? So, as for this part, anyone don't understand? Renal pelvis. Renal pelvis is directly after the kidneys. Here is the empty space for pelvis, and then you go to the ureter. Any questions so far? Let's ask about brain space. Hold that. Something I should again. Oxygenated blood gets pumped to the aorta. From the aorta, it goes to the renal artery. From the renal artery, it goes to the kidneys. What the kidney is going to do? Kidney is going to filter the blood. Once the blood is filtered, okay, the waste product goes to the renal pelvis, goes to the ureter, goes to the bladder, and then it's stored for future excretion. What about the clean blood? Blood goes to the renal vein, goes to the inferior vena cava, goes back to the heart. That means I have no blood going to my ureter and bladder. No, not even a single drop of blood will go to the ureter and also the bladder. All blood will be diverted back to the heart. You only remove waste product. Do you understand? Okay. Now let's go a little bit more deeper, right? So listen carefully, everyone. Okay. Can you see these guys? Now this one is my renal artery, right? Now if you're close enough, you can see this. Anyone brought a pen here? Pen.
Yeah, pen is.
Right. Now guys, listen carefully please. Now here, we got your aorta branches out into renal artery. So now, my renal artery, if you're close enough, you can see that renal artery branches into many branches. 1, 2, 3, 4, it's hundreds, right? It branches out into 100 smaller branches. One such branch, again, renal artery branches out into a smaller vessel. One such branch is called afferent arteriole. We call this as afferent arteriole. So, afferent arteriole will go here, and then it will become a bunch of capillaries called glomerulus. Again, I got renal artery branches out into afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole becomes glomerulus. Glomerulus becomes the blue one here, which is called efferent arteriole. Efferent arteriole is the one that is going to become renal vein. One more time. I have a hose. I want to water my plants, right? My hose, the pressure is very low. So the water just keeps on falling to the ground. Again, my hose is always left out like so. I can't put it anymore. And the water pressure is high already. Now I want to reach my plants on the other side, but I can't seem to because the pressure is so low. So what can I do to increase pressure? All I have to do is just squeeze the nozzle over there, right? When we squeeze the nozzle, the pressure automatically increases. The concept is very simple. When I squeeze the nozzle, diameter is reduced, am I right? When the diameter is reduced, pressure increases. That's the exact same thing happening here. Again, what is the red color one? What is the blue color one? What is the name of the red color and the blue color? Red color is called afferent arteriole. The blue color is called efferent arteriole. Now, the diameter of the afferent arteriole is larger. the diameter of the efferent is smaller. That means I have a big diameter joining with a small diameter over here. So all the big, all the blood which is bigger diameter is joining to a small diameter. That means you have a whole bunch of blood coming and going to a narrow space. So what is going? Exactly. Your pressure is going to be increased. And what we call this pressure? High hydrostatic pressure. You understand that? Now, I got afferent arteriole, efferent arteriole. The point where afferent meets the efferent is called glomerulus, and it happens here. You understand that? One more time. Heart pumps oxygenated blood to your aorta. Aorta branches into renal artery. Renal artery branches into afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole has a larger diameter. Efferent arteriole has a smaller diameter. So, where they converge, they form a structure called glomerulus. Glomerulus is nothing other than capillaries. Do you understand that? One part of the capillaries has high pressure. One part of the capillaries has low pressure. Larger diameter, smaller diameter. So, when blood comes gushing in, you generate high pressure. Do you understand that? The pressure is so extremely high, right? Again, pressure is so extremely high. And don't forget, capillary has small holes in them. You can't see them, but they're still there, right? Now, the pressure is so extremely high that you imagine the blood is being squeezed, right? When the pressure is so high, right, and I got tiny pores, what happens is that a small amount of liquid pours out. A small amount of liquid is filtered out. Do you understand that? This liquid coming out, or before that, what is the name of this thing? Glomerulus. Since the glomerulus is the one producing the liquid, we call this liquid as glomerular filtrate. You understand that? We call this as glomerular filtrate. This glomerular filtrate is going to become the future urine. You understand that? Again, this guy is going to become future urine. Now, the filtration has a name. The filtration that is happening in the glomerulus is called ultrafiltration. You understand that? Glomerulus carries out ultrafiltration. One more time. Heart, aorta, renal artery, afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole has a larger diameter, efferent arteriole has a smaller diameter. When blood flows from larger diameter to smaller diameter, you generate high hydrostatic pressure. Due to the pressure, certain components will leak out to become glomerular filtrate. What comes out? Everything comes out except for two. Red blood cell never comes out, proteins never comes out. Because they're just too big. Yes, that? Something like the lymphatic system. It is happening inside the kidney. Everything is happening inside the kidney, right? Now, once the water comes out, the water contains good stuff and bad stuff. The bad stuff is urea and uric acid. The good stuff is water, glucose, amino acid, all the things I can use for energy production. Yes, that? So, this water coming out here is going to be the future urine. I am about to throw it away. Why can't I stop the thing? If it is just pure waste product, okay lah. But then there are so many useful things inside. I'm not going to throw it off just like that because I want to take back my good stuff. You guys know that? Right. So then what happens? That always don't mend it. Now, then what happens is that right after the liquid comes out, remember? Right after the fluid comes out, the fluid is going to go into a cup-shaped structure. Right? Again, right after it comes out, it is going to go into a cup-shaped structure. Now this cup-shaped structure, you will see how wonderful the body is producing urine, or how how exactly your body works in order to produce urine, right? So the objective is simple: filter blood, give blood back, and remove urine. The water comes out. The water is called glomerular filtrate, right? Glomerular filtrate immediately goes into a cup-shaped structure. The name of the cup-shaped structure is called Bowman's capsule. Yes, that? Once it goes into the Bowman's capsule, so imagine right now I got the liquid inside the Bowman's capsule. Okay, wait. The water inside Bowman's capsule. The water has a name. What name? They call it glomerular filtrate. Glomerular filtrate goes inside the Bowman capsule. Once it goes to the Bowman's capsule, listen now, come to the important part, yeah? Once it goes to the Bowman's capsule, it will go to, it will just take a roller coaster ride. From here, it will go make a turn here, it will go down here, it will go up here, it will just keep on turning and comes here. And after it comes here, after it reaches the final destination here, it will go here, go to the ureter, go to the bladder, and come out as a zero. Do you understand that? Now, the moment it goes to the final end here, that's when you call it urine. All along the journey, you don't call it urine yet. You get it? One more time. Coming to that. One more time. Now listen carefully, guys. Again, everything starts with your heart, right? So right now, okay, heart pumps blood to your aorta. Aorta branches out into your renal artery. Renal artery further branches into your afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole has a larger diameter. Efferent arteriole has a smaller diameter. Where they meet each other is called glomerulus. Glomerulus will generate high hydrostatic pressure. High hydrostatic pressure will filter the blood and produce glomerular filtrate. Glomerular filtrate contains all components of blood except red blood cells and proteins. The red blood cells and proteins, they cannot come out, so they will follow the efferent arteriole, go to the renal vein, go to the inferior vena cava, back to the heart. Whoever comes out will take a different journey. You answer that? Whoever comes out first will go to the Bowman's capsule. Then they will go and make the first turn. They'll go for a turn here. The first turning is called proximal convoluted tubule, right? First turning is called proximal convoluted tubule. Then it goes down here and makes a U-turn. We call this as loop of Henle. Then goes here and makes another turn. We call this as distal convoluted tubule. How to remember? Remember PHD. PHD. Proximal, Henle, distal. CHD, right? So, want to be PLD, people's long dick. Whatever makes you understand, go. Next one. Now, glomerular filtrate goes to the Bowman's capsule, goes to the proximal convoluted tubule, goes to the loop of Henle, goes to the distal convoluted tubule, goes to the collecting duct. From the collecting duct, it flows to the ureter, from the ureter to the bladder, and it comes out as urine. You answer that? We are still not done yet, but if you don't understand this part, we cannot move on. You answer that? Mr. Bob, can you relate to me? Alright, classes. Oh my! Yes, thank you. Can we explain the whole thing? Yeah, why not? Blood goes through the aorta. Blood goes through the aorta. Goes through the renal artery. Goes through the renal artery. Enters the afferent arteriole. Enters afferent arteriole. Where high hydrostatic pressure will occur due to bigger diameter entering a smaller diameter. Who has bigger diameter? Who has smaller diameter? The bigger diameter is the afferent. Afferent, bigger diameter. Efferent, smaller diameter. They meet each other at a place called glomerulus. So what happens in the glomerulus? There is a process that happens in the glomerulus. Ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration is going to filter what? It's going to filter all the waste products and also some useful things. Together we call them as glomerular filtrate. So but what does not come out? Red blood cell and protein. Where do they go? They follow through the vein. They follow the efferent arteriole, renal vein, inferior vena cava, back to the heart. You understand that? Now, the story, okay, then the moment I have glomerular filtrate, what happens? Well, glomerular filtrate enters the Bowman's capsule. It goes to the Bowman's capsule. Goes to the proximal convoluted tubule. Makes a turn to the proximal convoluted tubule. Loop of Henle. Distal convoluted tubule. And finally the collecting duct. And still, if there is still water in the collecting duct, it will flow to the ureter. It will come out as urine. Yes, that only if you reach the collecting duct are you going to become urine. If any way in the middle you get absorbed, you do not become urine. You answer that? Yes. What is the pelvis there? What's the function of the pelvis? Pelvis, later I'll show you, right? Then I'll show you the class. But anyway, for the time being, this one here, right? Remember I showed you this one? This one actually connects the pelvis. Doesn't go anywhere. So it's actually inside. The whole thing's actually inside the pelvis. Alright. Now guys, see here. Right now, listen very carefully here. Now, I got glomerular filtrate, am I right? Glomerular filtrate is going to go to the Bowman's capsule. From the Bowman's capsule, it will go to the proximal convoluted tubule. Can I see small holes here? From the holes, remember the water inside the loop is called glomerular filtrate. But from the hole, you got 4 substances coming out. That means there is 4 things coming out or leaking out from the tube. You understand? These 4 things coming out are glucose, amino acid, water, mineral salt. Again, Right now, okay, this one. Right now I got glomerular filtrate. Glomerular filtrate comes to the Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule goes to the proximal convoluted tubule. As the water is passing by, you got tiny holes over here. So some of the components of water will leak out from this hole. You understand that? And at this point there are 4. 100% of glucose and amino acid. That means whatever glucose I had inside here will come out. 100% of glucose and amino acid and 75% of water and mineral salt. You understand that? Okay. 4 things. Glucose, amino acid. Glucose and amino acid, right? Glucose and amino acid 100% comes out. That means you will find nothing inside the loops anymore. 75% of water and mineral salt comes out. That means what do I have inside here? I have left of 25% of water and mineral salt. Do I have any glucose? Do I have any amino acids? All those came out. You have that? Where are they going? Sorry, go on. Then, the remainder of the fluid, the remainder of the glomerular filtrate goes to the loop of Henle. When they reach the loop of Henle, then what happens? Another 2 items comes out. The 2 items are 25% of water and mineral salt. From whatever is left, 25% of water and mineral salt. Then the remainder goes to the distal convoluted tubule. In the distal convoluted tubule, another 2 things come in, which are the exact same water and mineral salt. Summary: water, mineral salt, water, mineral salt, water, mineral salt. They can come out from here or they can come out from the collecting duct. Now, once this thing comes out over here, the balance, whatever I have left, goes to the collecting duct, goes to the ureter, and comes out. You understand that? One more time. Blood, aorta, renal artery, afferent arteriole, glomerulus. Glomerulus carries out ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration produces glomerular filtrate. Glomerular filtrate are lots of water, lots of mineral salt, lots of glucose, lots of amino acid. You understand that? As the glomerular filtrate goes to the Bowman's capsule, it will next go to the proximal convoluted tubule. In the proximal convoluted tubule, 4 items will come out. 100% of glucose and amino acid will come out. 75% of water and mineral salt. The remainder goes to loop of Henle. Loop of Henle, 25% of water and mineral salt goes to the distal convoluted tubule. Distal convoluted tubule, water and mineral salt according to the body's needs. No percentage. According to the body's needs. The balance, whatever I have left, goes to the collecting duct, ureter, bladder, and comes out as urine. You understand that? Now, where are the things going here? Whatever comes out, remember, whatever comes out falls in these things. Whatever comes out falls in these things, and okay, whatever came out earlier, all the things that came out, guys, 100% of glucose and amino acid, everything goes into this blue color stuff. From here it goes here and joins with the efferent arteriole, renal vein, inferior vena cava, and goes back. And we just call them as blood capillaries. All the ones here are called blood capillaries. Their job is like a mug or cup-like structure that absorbs the items and gives it back to the heart. You understand? One more time. So the 4 items that goes here, goes to the blood capillary to be given back to the body. Loop of Henle got 2 items coming out. What are the 2 items? Again, amino acid never reaches here. Amino acid and glucose only here. They never pass the stage. Yeah, there are times that the amino acid, let's say that, amino acid came out already, then it went back again. Then after here, I got still amino acid coming out. And then eventually the amino acid reaches my urinary bladder. And when you pee out, you got amino acid. If that happens to you, you have eating. Glucose. You are not supposed to have glucose in the urine. Why? You answer my question. Why are we not supposed to have glucose in the urine? Glucose never comes out in the urine because glucose never comes out in the urine because 100% of glucose will be absorbed at the proximal into the blood capillary, and the blood capillary will give it back to the heart. So glucose never reaches your urinary bladder. If you do have glucose coming out here, coming out here, and going here, you are suffering from diabetes mellitus, organ cirrhosis. Yes, that. One more time. Is enough? The explanation or the thing is very simple, right? Things are very simple if you get the picture. If you don't understand, that's where things become complicated, right? Now, you just imagine I got a bunch of water and it's going to go for a ride here. We have tube thingy. And at certain parts of the tube, you got holes. And that holes leaks out certain components. And whatever leaks out goes to the blood capillaries and is given back to the heart. You understand that? One more time. Okay. The objective is to remove the urea. Urea is my main culprit right now, right? So, right now, heart pumps blood, aorta, renal artery, afferent arteriole, glomerulus. Glomerulus carries out ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration produces glomerular filtrate. Glomerular filtrate flows into the Bowman's capsule, flows into the proximal convoluted tubule. At the proximal convoluted tubule, 4 things comes out. 100% of glucose and amino acids. They're always together. And 75% of water and mineral salts. Then the remainder of the filtrate goes to the loop of Henle. In the loop of Henle, 2 things comes out. 25% of water and mineral salts. The remainder of the fluid goes to the distal convoluted tubule, where 2 things are reabsorbed. Water and mineral salts according to the body's needs. Everything that comes out goes to one destination, which is blood capillaries. And the blood capillaries will connect back to your efferent, renal vein, inferior vena cava, back to your heart. Whatever is left goes to the collecting ducts. From the collecting duct goes to the ureter and goes to the bladder and comes out as urine. But since my body has a lot of urea, do you understand that? When I filter here, okay, did you hear me say urea or not? I reabsorb 4 things. 100% glucose amino acid, 75% water and mineral salt. Henle absorbs 2 things, water and mineral salt. Distal absorbs 2 things, water and mineral salt. Anywhere, did you hear me say urea is reabsorbed?
No.
Because I don't need urea. I have no reason for urea to go back to my heart. You understand? So, urea will never be absorbed. And since my body got so much of urea, apart from whatever I filtered, the blood capillaries will produce more urea and give it to my tubules. Water coming out, water coming out, water coming out, and this is the only case that water goes in. You understand? The thing that goes in is called urea. If the water is going to the blood capillaries, they call it reabsorption because the body is taking it back. But if the blood capillary is throwing it away, they call it as secretion. I have only one secretion taking place. I have secretion of urea because that is the only thing I want to throw. You imagine that this long green tube is like a garbage bin. Anything that falls into that is going to become urine and I'm going to throw it away. You understand? Whatever goes to the blue one, I'm going to take it back. Yes.
So the urea, right, it secretes to a specific place or?
Urea, the moment I form glomerular filtrate, I already have urea. You understand? So I have urea, the urea will take a journey here. When I go here, more urea will be added. From the body. Because blood capillary represents the entire body. So your body keeps on producing more and more urea every time.
All the urea goes to a specific place or just to that part?
Yeah, it cannot go inside here, it cannot go inside here, only the distal part. The urea will be actively secreted in the distal. When you go to your A levels and also SPM, you study that distal and proximal. For SPM standard, we're just going to stick to distal.
So there's urea in the aorta and also urea.
There's urea where you find blood, there you find urea. Urea is everywhere. You understand that? Why is urea everywhere? Because it comes from the cells. You understand that? So your blood is mixed with urea. The objective is to separate the blood and the urea. You understand that? And since my body is constantly producing a lot of urea, I have to keep on throwing urea despite whatever I filter. Do you understand?
So it means the urea, some of the urea is not actually filtered through the...
Yeah, some of the urea, even though I filter, I have a lot of urea, but some of the urea it still goes back to the body.
So that's where it comes out.
Yeah, and then it makes another turn and comes out. But no matter what you do, you cannot bring urea to zero because the body is constantly producing urea. You understand? You filter, you reduce the amount, but you cannot bring it down. One more time. I got 3 processes going on. Despite the big story I told you, I only got 3 processes going on. First process, ultrafiltration. You'll get a question. Explain the process of ultrafiltration. So you say, blood flows to the afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole is larger in diameter. Efferent arteriole is smaller in diameter. As blood flows from larger diameter to smaller diameter, it generates high hydrostatic pressure. Blood is filtered at the glomerulus and forms glomerular fluid. This process is called ultrafiltration. Do you understand? Anyone else so far? Can you please react back to me? Explain the process of ultrafiltration. Loud enough so that the whole class can hear you. The others, quiet.
The afferent arteriole
GG.
Stop looking at you.
afferent arteriole is larger in diameter.
Afferent arteriole larger in diameter.
The efferent arteriole is smaller in diameter.
Efferent arteriole smaller in diameter.
They converge together and
As blood flows from the
as blood flows, it generates high hydrostatic pressure.
and as blood passes through the large diameter into the small diameter, it generates high hydrostatic pressure. Then
And
this high pressure will
will
filter the blood and produce
glomerular filtrate.
it will produce glomerular filtrate. And the entire process is called ultrafiltration. First one done. Second one, they'll ask you for explain the process of reabsorption. So you start here. You say glomerular filtrate first flows into the Bowman's capsule. Then the filtrate passes the proximal convoluted tubule. As the fluid passes through the proximal convoluted tubule, 100% of glucose and amino acid and 75% of water and amino salt will be reabsorbed into the capillaries. The glomerular filtrate passes the loop of Henle. There, 25% of water and amino salt will be reabsorbed by the capillaries. Following that, the filtrate will pass through the distal convoluted tubule. There, water and mineral salt will get absorbed into the blood capillaries according to the body's needs. The remainder goes to the collecting duct, to the ureter, to the bladder, and it will be excreted as urine. But that one is a separate process by itself. The third process, explain active secretion, right? Explain active secretion, you say, as the glomerular filtrate passes the distal convoluted tubules, blood capillaries will actively secrete urea into the tubules. Again, as the filtrate is passing through the distal convoluted tubules, the blood capillary will secrete more urea into the distal convoluted tubules. Together with the initial glomerular filtrate, all the urea will go to the collecting duct, ureter, bladder, and come out as urine. So I got three: ultrafiltration, reabsorption, secretion. Just in case I ask you, now what is coming on? Wait, who is reabsorbing glucose and amino acid? Is it the proximal or is it the blood capillary? Don't get the wrong idea. Don't say proximal convoluted tubule reabsorbs glucose. That doesn't make sense. You understand that? Because it is coming out from the proximal. So the blood capillaries around the proximal absorbs glucose. You understand? Now, by what process glucose and amino acid is reabsorbed? By what process water is reabsorbed?
Osmosis.
By what process mineral salt is reabsorbed? Now, there's a lot of process going on here. All you have to do is remember two things: osmosis, active transport. I got four here: glucose, amino acid, water, and mineral salt. All you do is water is reabsorbed by osmosis. Everything else is active transport. Water and mineral salt. What do you think? Water, osmosis, mineral salt, active transport. Water, mineral salt. Water, osmosis, mineral salt, active transport. Urea, what do you think? Active transport. Again, here I got four: glucose, amino acid, water, mineral salt. Water is osmosis. Everything else is active transport. Easy, right? One more time. Again, I start here. I start as blood. By the time you finish, you should be urine already. You get it? Again, blood passes through the aorta to the renal artery to the afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole has a larger diameter. Efferent arteriole has a smaller diameter. This generates high hydrostatic pressure. It will filter the blood and produce glomerular filtrate. The process called ultrafiltration. The ones that cannot be filtered, red blood cell, proteins and stuff, goes to the efferent arteriole, renal vein, inferior vena cava, back to your heart. Don't say heart, back to your circulatory system. Now, glomerular filtrate goes to the Bowman's capsule. Then it goes to the proximal convoluted tubule. When passing by the proximal, glucose amino acid will be reabsorbed into the blood capillaries 100%. 75% of water and mineral salt reabsorbed into the blood capillaries before the filtrate going to the loop of Henle. In the loop of Henle, blood capillaries will reabsorb water and mineral salt 75%. Sorry, 25%. Then remainder goes to the distal convoluted tubule. Distal convoluted tubule will reabsorb all of it. I understand. Distal convoluted tubule reabsorbs. Is that a correct word? The blood capillaries around the distal reabsorbs water and mineral salt according to the body.
So when I want to say tubers, what do they do? They what?
These are
Release?
tubers,
No, what they release this for?
Yeah, they will release it. Capillaries will absorb. So then the remainder goes to, at the distal, the blood capillaries will actively secrete. Again, in the distal, blood capillaries will actively secrete urea. Everything will collect together, go to the collecting duct, go to the ureter, go to the bladder, and it will come out as urine. You understand that? The entire process is called formation of urine. And I can divide this into three processes. Ultrafiltration, reabsorption, excretion. You get it? In SPM, they will never ask you to explain all three at once. It's always either this one, or either this one, or either this one. I have never seen an essay that I can ask you to explain all of it at the same time. You get it? Any questions so far?
So what are the holes there collecting
Because remember I showed you two things can come out here. What are the two things?
water and salt?
They can either come out here or they either.
Do the holes have specific names?
Yes, of course.
Thank God.
Any questions so far? Yes.
For the secretion, how is the process? Just only the urea comes.
Only urea comes out from the blood
So is
capillaries.
there an essay just for that?
Normally it's a structure. 2 mark question. So when it comes out, 4 mark question, ultrafiltration. 6 mark question, reabsorption. 2 mark question, secretion. A, B and C like that. You understand that? Now, finally I have urine coming out. Urine consists of, the collective name is called urine. Urine consists of, urine consists of 97% water, 2% urea and uric acid, and 1% of mineral salt. You understand that?
That's so many.
Right? 97. Despite me absorbing water here, water here, water here, and here, after every absorption, I still have 97% of water. So in the case that you're stuck in the desert and you're about to die because of dehydration, you can drink back your urine. Question. 97% water, 2% mineral salt, 1% urea. Or do now. Depends on how much you have.
Drink my urine.
Right, guys.
Let's find out how urine tastes like.
Your friend asked me, what if there is blood in your urine? That can only mean one thing. When there is blood inside your urine, remember I told you here there is ultrafiltration taking place. Ultrafiltration, we got tiny pores, and the red blood cell normally cannot pass through the pores. Now, you are in a situation where your pores are damaged, and now the red blood cell can pass through. So when you form the glomerular filtrate, you have blood inside. And that normally means two things, either infection or either TTP.
Okay, so actually the blood might accumulate inside.
Yep. Any questions so far?
Will I die?
Will you die? That depends on the severity of it. Okay, I'm going to call a few of you to re-explain back to me. Don't be alarmed. Just explain.